like that. $89. So we're talking about this air pump here, inflator, for $89. You said you got it where now?
NAPA.
NAPA.
So I think they're $129 now.
Okay.
And you can find them.
And how long do you think it's going to take you to inflate?
About a minute a tire, maybe.
About a minute a tire. From what to what?
14 to 36.
From 14 to 35. Wow. We'll come back in a moment and
find out if that's accurate.
we're going to time this and we'll see. So you do have to hook this to your battery terminals.
Yep.
And that, of course, gives you power. Are we going to turn the vehicle on while you're doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to turn her on, make sure we don't run the battery down, and that we can still drive out of here without a jump.
Here.
The valve.
Yeah, the valve. Thank you.
So he says this hookup here has a bit of issue grabbing the valve. Here we go. Go ahead. Oh, shoot. Start. What are we at? 21. Again, we started at 14. She's pretty loud.
Oh yeah.
Guess that's how you know how work is getting done. Pressure check. Where are we at? 28. So, a minute and 40 seconds to air up. What size tires are these?
35s.
35s.
So 35, 12 and a half, 17s. From about 14 to
36 PSI. All right.
For 89
and again, minute and 40 seconds for $89. What was the brand one more time?
Maxi Trac.
Maxi Trac.
It's a NAPA affiliate. So
okay.
It through NAPA.
There you go, folks. Not a bad find. Let's get one more shot of it. She's loud, but she gets the job done. All right, and by comparison, we have this relatively new to the market Milwaukee M18 FUEL air compressor. This thing is about the quietest air compressor that I've ever heard. It's a joy to use, and it's also pretty quick in filling these tires up. So we're going to run a comparison here from the compressor that is very loud but very quick that we just saw. And I'm going to pull up the timer, and we're going to reset that thing. And on a count of 3, oh, we got to turn the compressor on. How about that? Yeah. So tell you what, let's let her get charged up, and you know, all right, so let's go ahead and go. I don't know if you can hear it because it's so quiet, but this is also, by the way, like 5 times the cost of the other one we were working with. So I think the retail on this Milwaukee is somewhere in the neighborhood of $380. And that doesn't even include the battery. So if you want to run a battery in this, that's going to set you back another, depends on the size of the battery, but $100 to $250 for their highest amp hour battery, which is 12 amp hours. Again, that's the Milwaukee M18 system.
37 is too much.
So we're going to 36.
And then I have someone custom making it's just too third the price.
All right, stop. So about 1 minute and 6 seconds.
It's going to sound authentic.
But I don't know if that's worth the price differential. What do you say?
It sounds nice.
It does sound nice, and it did it in a little more than half the time. Again, 1 minute and 6 for the Milwaukee versus 1 minute and 40 for the Maxi Trac from NAPA at $89 versus $139 now, he says, and this is a little under 400 tool only, so you would need the battery as well. However, I would say that this is a lot more versatile because it can also allow you to run air tools or whatever else you want to hook to an air compressor. It does have a little limitations. You're not using a framing nailer with it, but it will handle finish nailer and brad nailer, of course, just fine. I'm very happy with it. So Will, what have we got here?
So this is the power tank. It's a 10-pound cylinder.
Uh-huh.
I love it. It's been great for me. We had the Smitty one before that. I got this as a Christmas present last year.
Yeah. How much does this set you back?
I don't remember the exact price. I can look it up at the end.
What's there up there? I want to.
You know a ballpark?
It's ballpark like 800, I want to say.
Okay, so that's more than the Milwaukee by double.
But I will look it up.
Okay. And another thing, so we're filling this cylinder up with CO2.
Correct.
And
it's about $35 to fill up for the 10
about
pounds.
$35. But how many rounds of 4 tires are we filling up?
I can look. The power tank has the stats for every for the air down, the size of tire, and how many it'll fill up and how quickly.
Okay. And is that able to recapture any of the CO2 that you're airing down with?
No.
No, that would be a nice upgrade.
No, that would be.
Does that exist?
Cool.
Do you know?
I don't know if that
Oh, we're
exists.
sitting on a gold mine,
We
man.
might be on a gold mine.
Get the patent on that. All right, so we are going to see how long it takes to fill up a tire.
Jeff wants to air up up here.
Okay.
At the trailer.
Got it.
So we'll air up over there.
All right, we'll be back, and we're going to time this one and compare it to the Milwaukee and the NAPA pump. All right, so we're going to have this air tank. We're going to show you how he's going to rig it up here. He keeps the components in their own separate little handy cases, keeping everything organized, right?
Yep.
And clean and off the ground and not going to get muddy and messy. So we're showing you this to give you an idea of the difference in ways to air up your tires after you know, hitting the trails. So what are you aired down to?
And I don't know if she's got any in it.
Uh-oh. And therein lies the issue with a tank. You might have to bust out the Milwaukee.
Or just put her on the trailer. Oh, there she goes.
All right, so we've got air. Here, Will. Okay, so she's hooked up. And before you start airing up, let me take out my timer so we can look at this. And once again, this rig here, you do have to fill it up with CO2, and that costs about $35 a tank. So we've got the timer here, and we are recording. So when you hit that button, I'll hit the start button.
Right.
So he's saying the CO2 tank is low.
Never mind.
Oh,
We'll
never mind. All right, let's restart. Actually, let's start on a different tire since you've already got some air in that
still
one.
at 10.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm going to hit stop, reset. Let's go again. He says it's real quick. Are we there?
Nope, not quite.
You're going up to 35, 36?
35.
Okay, and we started at 10.
The tank's low.
So the tank's low, that means you get a little less efficiency on filling the tire up. But this will give our folks at home an idea of what this setup can do.
25.
We're at 25 and 34 seconds. She might beat the Milwaukee.
30.
We're at 45 seconds, 30 PSI.
told me the 17th, but the fire department exchanged shifts. There's somebody
35. Boom. Stop. So about 58 seconds, which beats the Milwaukee by about 8 seconds. However, we had started at 14 on the other videos with the Milwaukee and the NAPA setup. So there you go, folks. Showing you 3 different ways to inflate your tires after hitting the trails. I gotta say, I really like this one. There's no batteries, nothing like that. So as long as you're sure you leave the house with enough CO2 in that tank to fill up all your tires, then that's a pretty sweet rig. A little pricey, but compact. You're, you know, just strapping it to a pillar here,
and they make
it's out of the way.
kits that you can mount it horizontally, so whatever way you want to.
On the hood?
Well, no, like if I wanted to mount it here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So horizontally, it would be a snorkel kit to breathe and ventilate properly.
To breathe for the tank itself to
so
breathe?
like when you're filling up the CO2, so it doesn't, the liquid and stuff doesn't come up. And
I gotcha.
mess it all
Okay.
up. It's
because you are filling it with liquid CO2.
Correct.
Yeah. Interesting.
Or it's air, but it's CO2 compressed.
It's compressed CO2.
Well,
and when you compress it, it liquefies.
Correct. I guess.
I think.
That's how CO2 works.
Well,
I'm not a scientist.
Comment below if we just said something really stupid. Otherwise, it's a pretty neat setup. Thanks for watching.